How's it going, everybody? Brad here today, and we are back with another episode of our Montreal Canadiens franchise mode. And in the last episode, we went ahead and went through the offseason and did some pretty fun stuff. So guys, if you're ready for this video, let's get this video to 10 likes if you think we're gonna have a good season this year. And I think we will. I really do. I think our first line's fine, even though it may look a little bit underrated. We know Cole Caulfield plays way better than what his rating is. I mean, 77 points in 82 games. He's gonna put up 30, almost 40 goals a season. Second line, still growing, still pretty good. Paling is the guy that, we're hoping that grows. Gallagher would like to see him not be an 83. That's probably due to statistical growth. Hopefully he does do better, and hopefully Domi can have a solid season for us. I've been a little underwhelmed with Domi, but I mean, last season was tough. You can't really look at anybody's season besides the top line last season, because now we finally have an NHL caliber defensive core. We were playing a bunch of guys like Murray and Petrie on the top pairing when realistically that was not going to be anywhere close. We were giving up a ton of goals. So we went ahead and signed Rasmus Ristolainen, but more importantly, John Klingberg, or who I called him, Johan Klingberg. He is Swedish, so, whatever. He's an offensive defenseman. I think he's going to do fantastic. I actually love the fact that both Juleson and Mete are such good scheme fits, because I really think we have a solid defensive core, and I'm really excited to see how this team simulates with this defensive core. Yolanen's made it up here. Suzuki's now a full-time member. He's going to play the whole season on that third line in between Foligno and Frolik. And then Teasdale also made it up. I guess, I don't know where he came from. I know he might have come from within the organization. I just know that he grew. He was in the AHL. He had a good season last year. It's fine. He scored 20 goals, so I'll take 20 goals if he wants to score 20 goals this season. But we'll see. He's listed as a depth forward. We may have to improve upon him. His shot looks pretty good, actually. I'm not going to lie. His shot looks to be fairly decent. So, he's a fourth line left winger. I'm not going to expect too much. Lowry had a good season though as well. 31 points, and he did not play much. He played very little. He only played 11:41. So hopefully he does well. We'll get about to December 6th, December 8th. About a week into December is when I set the scouting to. If you guys wanted to see the goalie, it's still Holtby with Riddick. So hopefully, Holtby, had a good season regardless of our defensive woes. But Riddick did not, so hopefully with a better defensive core, Riddick will have a better season, and Holtby can have an elite level season. We got nobody scratched. AHL looks like this. I mean, I'm not really looking for anybody to come up. Maybe Cole Fonstad can come up next season. Michael McCarron's listed as a fourth line forward, so, if Teasdale does not work out on that fourth line and we identify an issue there, we can call up Michael McCarron. He's pretty decent all around. His physical is ridiculous. I have never seen somebody's physical be that good. Wow. Holy wow. 97 aggressiveness, 96 body checking, and 97 strength. That's impressive. If we need somebody to be physical, 6'6", Michael McCarron is going to get the call up. Nobody really down here either. We don't have a ton as far as exciting prospects within the organization. Everybody that is, for the future is in the NHL now. Just Barry Kotkaniemi being the guy. But guys like Cole Caulfield, Yolanen, Suzuki are all really in the NHL this season. So we'll have to see how they do. But let's go ahead and get this season underway. And go ahead and start out with our simulation of the first month. Now, hopefully this first month, hopefully this first month, Mika Zibanejad for Koskinen, our first and a second next year. Our first and a second. Is that this season? That's got to be this season, first and second, right? Draft picks. Yeah, that's this season's first and second for Zibanejad, who is an 85 overall. So, it's something to look at if we think we need an improvement on that second line. But I'm quite content with the second line. I think Gallagher is going to have a bounce back season. I think the whole team's going to have a really good season. I would like these trades to go away so we can at least get through the preseason. But, oh, Jesus, we lost to Ottawa at the start of the season. Riddick? No, I'm not getting rid of my backup goaltender. I think he was a hot... Yeah, Riddick, apparently everybody wants Riddick. I don't know why they think we need to get rid of our goaltenders, but I'm not going to, because I like both of our goaltenders. Hopefully Riddick can have a good season. Salary cap compliance, we're fine. We're 4-3 in the preseason. That's not a great signal. I already assigned the scouts. That's why we're going to December 6th or 8th. I think it's 8th. And we start the season off losing 6-2. That's great. But we win 7-5. So 4-3 loss. Come on. Seriously? 3-1 win. Okay, I just want to see some like better scores. Central Scouting has released their thing. I don't care. 3-1 loss. I don't like that. 4-0 win. That I do like. Hopefully we don't have just a blech season. I want to have a decent season. I don't want to get rid of Yolinen. Hawk? Whatever. Low top 9. He's never going to be anything. I'm never going to use that dude. Robbie Fabry, 83 overall second line winger. Would be definitely an improvement. Gallagher, he would fit on our first line, our power play line, and our penalty kill line. Oh God, don't make me go through the whole penalty kill thing again. I think it was I forgot who it was, but it was some franchise mode I was doing. I was scrambling to find a penalty kill. But the team kicked it into gear after starting, I think, 3-3. We rattled off 5 straight wins and are now 8-3 at the end of the first month. And that puts us tied for first with Domi at 17 points. That's what you want to see right there. You want to see, I paid Domi the $8 million because I thought he would be worth it. Klingberg with 15 points. Gallagher with a -1. Paling with a -3. It's interesting to see who's a minus. It's Murray and Petrie. Is that second pairing a big old minus? Ryan Murray last season was a -25. Petrie last season was a +5, actually. So maybe Murray could be an issue for us. Maybe he's just a minus player. Let me see if I move him down to the third pairing, if that makes us any better. I know that third pairing's got a really good chemistry, and right now we're winning games. But if we can do even better, because I'm not really convinced that we're fantastic, let's get Murray there. Murray just down. Juleson up or Mete? I think. Oh, yeah, we'll give Mete the ice time. He's 24 versus 25, and I just like Mete better. So Murray's now going to play on the third pairing. I don't want him to see the ice at all, really, because he's not impressed me since we acquired him to solve our defense. But let's go ahead and go another month here through November. We'll check the stats again in a little bit. Hopefully nothing too crazy happens. A 4-3 shootout win. I will take that. A 6-2 win over Boston. That's big because that's a divisional opponent. We got another game against Boston. But they want to give us Chris Kreider, who at this stage of his career, I don't know if I mean, he's not old. He's 31. But he's a third line scorer. He's a power forward. He's not bad. He's a +2, 8 points in 12 games. He's been playing 17 minutes, so he's on the second line. And really, all that we're losing is our first, but I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to assess the needs of the team at the end of this video and then check and see, where our deficiencies are and where we might need to improve. Ryan Murray might be the guy to get rid of. Also, I don't want to give up 2 firsts for Jordan Eberle. Wow, I don't mind computer teams coming in with trades all the time, but 85 overall, 15 points, 16 games. He is playing first line ice time. He would not be playing that here in Montreal. But so far, so good on the season. We are 13-4-1, and that's the kind of team that I was hoping to put together last season, and I think the offseason reassuring that defensive core. We got guys that can now play to their potential and play, great. Like, I wonder what Holtby's doing this season. Paling, yeah, you should be sorry, bud. Play better. I'm going to agree with him. I think I need better chemistry. I don't know which one to go for to get him more minutes a night. I'll give him more minutes a night. Excellent. He's glad to hear about it. Okay, cool. All right, we'll see. Paling is currently fine. He's an 85 overall. 3-2 loss to Ottawa. We're 16-7-1, though. I mean, we're not going to go pretty much unbeaten for the entire season. But as far as more ice time for Paling, I might be able to get him, not on the defense. I'm not going to start him on defense, but some more special teams time. We have Domi, Kotkaniemi, Gallagher. I don't like Cole Caulfield not being on that top pairing. Suzuki actually can get some time because I think that's fine. There's nobody else really on the special teams that I would rather have there, so I am fine with that. Penalty kill might be where Paling's already getting first line. We'll see. We'll see what we can do. First line power play, though, is a +3. I think that first line power play is deadly looking. Domi's having a good season. I don't want to take him off that line. I will pause. and say, I don't know for sure he's having a good season, but I think based on the way he started, 17 points in 11 games, that he would be having a good season. So let's go ahead, get up here to the end of the scouting date here. Hopefully we can win a couple of these games. Some of these games are against our divisional opponents, and if we can put them down further and extend our gap, that'd be great. Buffalo, we get 1 out of 4 possible points against 2 divisional opponents. The Sabres want to give us a 4th for a 5th in Hawk. I'm going to decline that trade because that's just a pointless trade. And we lose 4 straight games, getting 2 points out of a possible 8. That's not good. That is not what you want to see to end the simulation portion of this video. But what you do want to see is us up there in first. 3 games, though, in hand for the Lightning, who are only 1 point behind us. So realistically, I'd put us down in second or even third, somewhere in that range, because we have played quite a few games. But, you know, I'm happy with how we're performing. I mean, we're the second or third. We're the third best team in the NHL. And you can't complain about that. I'm not going to be upset. I wonder how we're doing. We'll check the team stats first. And then we'll go into the individual player stats and see maybe who could be contributing to what. So as far as goals for per game, comparing to the division, we're third. I'm certainly content with that because we know the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to score goals, especially with an aggressive coach. You know, Tavares, Matthews is still their second-line center. I would personally like to see him on their first-line left wing, but you know what? I'm just going to hope that Toronto sucks just because it's our division. Anyway, goals for per game of 3.3. I'd take anything over 3.25. 3.25 is my goal for it to be a really good team, and I'll take that. When you know you're a wild card team, 3 goals per game, fine with it. 3.25, that's my set, and we're gonna be great. As far as goals against per game, though, we are also third, so everything is going well right now. 2.83 goals against per game. Anything under 3, I'm content with. The closer we can get to 2.75, the better. I know Florida and Ottawa are there. Ottawa's got a good ratio. That's a really good ratio. So, I think they're a team to look out for. They'll probably win quite a few games. Tampa Bay, maybe their goal scoring will come down, but it's Tampa Bay. I mean, it is what it is. All right, now to look at the special teams, because that's kind of important. Our power play is the best in the division, and I could kind of see that. That first power play unit is pretty deadly. I mean, you've got Domi, Kotkaniemi, and then Caulfield, and your point men are Klingberg and Taylor Hall. Yeah, I'd say we're going to put some goals in on the power play. And our second line power play is not even that bad. We got Paling back there. I think Risto's on that. Brandon Gallagher, I just moved down there. So, we'll see who's doing the best on the power play. And if Gallagher was getting a ton of points on the power play, then maybe I'll move him back up there and move somebody else down. But, it is what it is. As far as penalty killing percentage, we're right up there at number 2. So the penalty kill seems to be working out quite nicely. We are shorthanded quite a bit, though. We're shorthanded the second most, and that might be something to look at. Like we're killing off the penalties after we take them, but we're taking a lot of penalties, and I don't want to keep taking penalties because that could kill you. In a 7-game series in the playoffs, you take a couple penalties, you give up an early goal, but then you take like 2 penalties. You're for a quarter of that period, you're really at a huge disadvantage. So if we can shore up the times shorthanded, like Boston, look at that, 106, and they're in 7th. This is not good company to be in right now. I mean, 7th place, 6th place, 8th place are the other teams around us. I mean, it's basically sorting descending besides us by place in the division. So gonna have to check when I check the individual stats, just who might be taking these penalties. And home and away, we're actually a pretty good away team. That's nice to see. Our last 10 have been a little disappointing. We're down there towards the bottom of the division. Hopefully we can pick it up. But, yeah, definitely not the kind of trend we want to keep up with. But Kotkaniemi is having a great season along with Cole Caulfield and John Klingberg. Domi at a -7, though, is not great. Don't like to see the minuses here for a second line. Although we'll keep it up with the forwards. We'll keep it set on the forwards. Penalty minutes, Paling. It's a no. Oh, don't tell me he's a guy that's going to take a ton of penalty minutes because he took 69 penalty minutes last season, which is nice, but not nice. Played a little bit more. He's just taken a ton of, I guess I wouldn't say a ton. It's just for some reason spiked in this season, and he's on pace to do it again. His shooting percentage is great, but he's still listed as a third-line scoring forward? Huh. Nick Foligno also is now, I know for a fact, he's playing third-line ice time. And since he's been with us, he's really hasn't been too penalized. So maybe it'll decrease. It'll slow down. Kotkaniemi, it's fine. I'm not going to be too upset, him or Domi or Hall in that range, but I don't like to see almost a penalty minute per game there from a guy like Poehling. Let's go back to the traditional stats, so just points, and see how everyone's doing. Kotkaniemi and Caulfield are really carrying Taylor Hall. Why does Taylor Hall suck? Somebody explain that to me. I mean, okay, he's getting 70 points, but like, I'm paying him only 8.5. I guess, I don't know. 89 overall, Taylor Hall should be putting up more than, that many points. Maybe it's because the shooter on the line is Cole Caulfield and he's taking all the shots. So that just means Hall just gets less opportunity to shoot, get rebounds and points, or assists from that, or get goals. But, I'll take 37 goals through 29 games. That's over a goal per game from my top line. Our top line is scoring, pretty much guaranteed to score. As far as the second line is concerned, Domi, Gallagher, and Poehling. Poehling is not, great. He's been disappointing. He's getting that 19 minutes a night. He's winning faceoffs. His takeaway to giveaway ratio, not what you want to see from a forward. You usually don't want to see giveaways above takeaways as a forward. So I don't know. Maybe he's just having a bad season. I kind of need some advice. I want to see what you guys have to say, because I'm not too reactionary when it comes to this stuff. I know sometimes the comment section can get very reactionary, like the second you make a move, even though you justified it, speaking, still doesn't matter. But, something like this, I kind of want to see your reaction to it, guys, because I don't know what to feel. So kind of help me out here. Suzuki, though, is having a good season on that third line with Foligno. Foligno's having a fantastic season. I can't discount the impact Nick Foligno is having on this team right now with 23 points in 29 games. He's got as many points as Taylor Hall, which makes me sad. But happy for Foligno, sad for Taylor Hall. Suzuki is fine. Frolik, good season there as well. That third line, I'm very pleased with the third line. Suzuki, Foligno, and Frolik. Foligno and Frolik is just a tough thing to say. Anyway, the fourth line of Teasdale, Lowry, Yolonen, they are scoring the least, but, their pluses, they're not taking penalties, really. Teasdale's got 8 goals in 29 games. I mean, they got 14 goals in 29 games. They're going to score every other game. I'll take that. Let's go by goals and see just what kind of lines they're scoring. So we obviously know our top line is contributing much more than a goal per game. The second line with Domi, Gallagher, Poehling, that is 22. So every 2 out of 3 games, they're probably going to score. Foligno, Suzuki, Frolik is 14, so that's an every other. So the bottom 6 is every other. The second line is 2 out of 3, and the first line is, I guess, at least 1 per game. So I'm okay with that distribution. That doesn't bother me. I don't think we're being carried by our top line, which is a good thing. I don't need to make a trade and bolster the bottom or anything like that. I think it's a good distribution. Our shooting percentages do look awfully high. 25, Kotkaniemi shooting at 18, Domi at 16.7. Like, these 3 really aren't sustainable. So we should look to see them drop off. But at the same time, a guy like Gallagher should... Oh, God, Gally, come on. You got to be scoring more than that, bud. 8.6%. Hopefully he regresses back up to... What's his career average for us, really? It's 8%. I guess 8% is pretty average. But I just always thought of him as a pretty good goal scorer. And I think he is in real life. It's just in the game, he doesn't want to hit 10% shooting percentage. And if he hit 10% shooting percentage, he'd be getting 23, 25 goals a season. So I'd like to see him up more closer to that. I don't want to move on from him because he's fine, but we apparently have some third liners playing second line ice time, and that could contribute to this minus here. With Domi, Poehling. Domi's a second liner, but Poehling's a third liner, and Gallagher's a third liner, apparently. Suzuki, I know, is a third liner, and he's even, so this is fine. I'm not too upset by that. I just worry that this second line, I just worry that, Gallagher doesn't have it anymore, and he's never going to have it in game. In real life, I think he's a really good player, but I just don't know. Some guys just don't simulate well. Speaking of that, let's go to the defenseman. And John Klingberg is absolutely killing it. He's got 26 points in 29 games, 23 assists, not really taking any penalties too, which is beautiful. You love to see that. What you don't love to see is Ryan Murray up there with 9 points, but a -5. I don't know if we've given him enough time to recover from the beginning of the season lull, because now we're giving him even more less ice time per game. The only guys getting less are Mete and Juleson. But still, I don't know. Ryan Murray, he's got 2 years left at $5 million, and he's not really impressive. If I have to shelter a $5 million defenseman on the third line, third pairing, I'm not exactly thrilled with that. But looking through the rest of the defensemen, both Mete and Juleson are having good enough seasons for a third pairing defenseman. I mean, I know Mete's now up to the second pairing, but that was a change that we'd made not that long ago. I made it after the first month, so we only gave him a month. They're doing well. They're doing fine. I'm not going to complain about it. I mean, Klingberg is the offensive defenseman. He is the puck mover. He's already got 8 power play points, you know, so I think he's doing just fine. I will check the power play in just a second. I just wanted to go by position and look at like 5-on-5 a little bit too. Jeff Petrie, I think, I don't know if it's him or if it's Murray or if it's both of them. It's tough. It's tough because, you know, a -4 could just be a matter of circumstance. It could be the second line isn't doing well, and therefore when these guys get put out with the second line, they're getting dragged down as well. And then Rasmus Ristolainen down here, 5 points. 5 points is not necessarily a bad thing. He's on pace for anywhere between 15 and 20 points this season. +11, though. Everyone always yells that Ristolainen is a bad +- player. Not in Chell. He can be a good +- player in Chell if you just put him in the right situation. As far as giveaways and takeaways, who's given the puck away? Actually, that's pretty impressive. I will... never mind. I was looking at blocks. I was going to say, who's taking the puck away the most? Is Petrie. Ristolainen, his ratio's not fantastic. Murray's ratio is pretty good. Klingberg's isn't either. But takeaways, you're naturally going to have less takeaways and more giveaways as a defenseman. But Petrie being up there closer to 1-to-1 and Murray up there also close to 1-to-1 makes me interested to see what is going on. Risto is almost 2 giveaways to 1 takeaway. Klingberg's even worse. He's up there at almost 4 giveaways per takeaway. 3 for Juleson, 5 giveaways per 1 takeaway for Mete. So we'll see. And then in goal, wow, a really good season from Braden Holtby. .920 save percentage, 2.44 goal against average, but a horrible, horrible season from David Riddick. He's getting even worse. I think we should go find ourselves a new backup goaltender. Get rid of Riddick. Bring in somebody who can man the fort as a backup. Hey, look at that. Holtby's got a point. I'll take that as well. So I think the point of emphasis on the next video is to find out what we want to do with the second line, first of all. Then figure out what we want to do with Murray, because I think he's the point of concern on the defense, not Petrie. And then finally, the third thing we want to do is replace David Riddick. I know Holtby's playing, you know, 25 out of 30 games. He's gonna play 70 games again, and I don't want that. I mean, I know players don't get tired in Chell, but you know, it would make more sense for me to have a higher quality backup. Rookies, you're really maybe Teasdale could be in the running, but that's not important. Let's go check some power play stuff. Power play points. Who's killing it? Kotkaniemi. Domi's killing it, so I don't want to take him off that power play. Taylor Hall, Klingberg, and Caulfield. Then we go down to the second line here. Gallagher is doing well on the power play, as well as Foligno, Suzuki, Paling, and Risto. So Risto's... Oh, Yolanen has got a power play point, so he might have been out there for a power play just cuz, but okay. So you can realistically see who the first line power play is. It's Kotkaniemi, Domi, Hall, Klingberg, Caulfield. And then Gallagher and Foligno are doing really well on that second power play unit. So I will take that. Anybody's got some shorthanded points, some shorthanded goals? Risto's got a shorthanded goal, and then Foligno's got a shorthanded goal. So interesting. So those are the stats. That's our plan of attack for the next one. How do we stack up against the league? I'm just really curious real quick. But that's pretty much all I'm going to get to in this video. Nico Hische's got the most shorthanded points, but I don't really care. The most points goes to Nathan McKinnon, but Kotkaniemi's up there. He's not too far behind. As far as goals, holy crap, 23 for Tarasenko. Cole Caulfield's up there, so we got guys up there. So we're having a good season. Nobody's leading the league in much. Holtby's having a great season. I couldn't be happier with Holtby. I'm very disappointed with Riddick, but I laid out the plan for the next one. So guys, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this one. Subscribe if you want to see some more, and I will see you guys in the next one.